In a first big step towards gun reform, the United States Senate has passed a bill to address gun violence. Republicans joined Democrats in support of the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. It comes at a time when gun violence has become a major issue for the Biden administration. The bill next goes to the House for a vote before it can be sent to President Joe Biden to be signed into law. The bill will toughen background checks and shore up penalties on gun traffickers. It would also give money to states and communities to improve school safety and mental health initiatives. Additionally, it prohibits gun sales to those convicted of abusing unmarried partners. The bill will also provide money to 19 states that have red flag laws that make it easier to temporarily take firearms away from people that are judged dangerous.
And as a result, this bill also has the chance to prove to a weary American public that democracy is not so broken that it is unable to rise to the moment when the need for action, like right now, in the wake of Uvalde and Buffalo, is most acute. What are we doing? Why are we here? We're answering those questions today. Not fully, but with enough force that anxious moms and dads and kids all across this nation can wake up tomorrow and be a little bit more confident that the adults who run this country actually care about their safety. Because you know what? People still believe in us. People still count on us.
While this is the most significant piece of gun control legislation in decades, it does lack the more stringent actions backed by President Biden. For example, it doesn't ban assault-type weapons or raise the minimum age for buying them. It also doesn't require background checks for all gun purchases. The Senate and House are set to go on a 2-week recess starting next week. But the Democratic-controlled House is expected to approve the Senate's bill with little drama before members leave town on Friday. Well, for more on this story, we're joined by our New York correspondent, Susan Tarani. Well, Susan, after weeks of negotiations, finally, we have approval from the Senate, but it's a much more modest set of proposals than the president had hoped for. What's been the reaction from gun control and gun rights advocates?
Right, really reaction coming as expected from both sides of the aisle. And it seems like, when we see both sides really aren't satisfied with what has come out. On the one hand, those that wanted more gun control hope to see more done, and gun advocates say that it's an infringement on Americans' rights on the Second Amendment. However, somewhere in the middle, the lawmakers that advocated for this bill say that this was the best deal possible to sort of reach a consensus between Democrats and Republicans and their constituents. The Republicans that voted for this bill wholeheartedly believe that it's not an infringement on the Second Amendment, and it's the best that they can do. And in an election year, at least midterm elections, they figured that it'll sort of not only be a win after decades of no action on gun reform and gun safety. It'll be a win on that aspect, and also be a win on sort of a bipartisan legislation after so long, not only during this administration, but on the previous administration. It's regarding mental health issues, it's regarding school safety, and then, it's widening the scope on background checks and criminal records. So, but at the end of the day, as you mentioned, many believe it's not going far enough. And then on the other end of the spectrum, there is really hard-hitting reactions saying that it's an infringement on gun rights.